Hey guys, it's Joe from Joe's Talking. I am back with another video. I want to talk about these two cameras here, the DJI Nano and the Insta360 Go Ultra. Now, both of these cameras are very small and very compact and do a very nice job doing POV videos. But a lot of you out there probably don't want to buy two cameras. And why would you? You don't need both of these, right? So the question is, which one of these cameras deserves your money? Now, I'm going to put these head to head in some categories, and at the end, we'll figure out which one is the best for you. Oh, and by the way, these two cameras are not as similar as you might think, so there are some deal breakers in there for those of you who are interested in a small, tiny camera. So pay attention. Okay, number one, let's talk size and design. This is the Go Ultra, right? This is the Nano. Now, when you put them together, they're pretty close, but when you break them apart into the main components, the two little cameras, let's look at that, because that's really what you'll be wearing, since this is most people will be using this as a POV camera. That is a fat little buddy right there. Look at that. Look how thick that is. So when you wear it on your chest, it kind of protrudes a little bit. This, even though it is a little bit wider and it's a square, this is a little more conspicuous, I have to say. Do you see any logo branding there? No, you don't. But this, you see a big old shiny DJI logo. So if you want to be discreet and you want to get some footage, you might want to cover that DJI logo there so you're not advertising that you have a camera on your chest. And for the docks, you want to look at this. Even though the Ultra is bigger, look how small that screen is. The screen on the Nano is much smaller. So when you're looking, if you're a little older like me and your eyesight may not be nearly as good, this may be a little harder to see, whereas this is nice and big. The next category is storage and workflow. Now this is a biggie for me. So the DJI Nano, you can buy either a 64 gig or 128 gig. That memory is here internally on the Nano itself. And then you can also insert an SD card here into the Vision dock. But the difference is, once you record here onto the Nano and you want to move it over to the SD card, you have to take the time to do that. The camera will not record directly from the Nano to the SD card. That is a big problem, which also means that when you do that, it's going to take at least 25 minutes to 30 minutes to move that footage from here to here. Whereas with the Go Ultra has an SD card slot right here onto the camera itself. So you don't need to move anything. It records directly to the SD card. Now, category 3 is field of view and clarity zoom. This is a 143-degree field of view. This is a 156-degree field of view. So the Insta360 Go Ultra is a wider field of view, which probably means steadier footage. So both cameras are set on the widest possible setting. So if you can see here, I believe the Ultra is a little wider than the Nano. When you look on the Ultra, do you see the difference? This is the Ultra and this is the Nano. Also, the Insta360 Go Ultra allows you to do clarity zoom, which means that this camera has two focal lengths. So since you are shooting at 8K, once you punch in, it is still 4K. So you are not losing any resolution when you punch in on this camera. Now, the next category is dynamic range and the look of the footage. Now, most people would just assume that the Nano would win this one hands down. The Nano does have 10-bit color and D-Log-M, which means you have a lot more leniency when recovering your highlights and your shadows, and it also allows you to add a nice color grade. The Insta360 Go Ultra, although it does not have a flat color profile, it does not have D-Log-M, it shoots in 8-bit, it does have HDR. And although the footage is a little bit softer, guys, it's hard to tell which one is better. You have the ability to manipulate the shadows and highlights on the Nano because it is shooting in D-Log-M, which means you have a lot more information. It's shooting in 10-bit. I'll put some footage up now and see which one you guys like better. It's kind of a preference. The next category is the pod, the dock, and the experience of using these two particular cameras. First up, the Ultra. Now, the Ultra is bigger. The Ultra also has this little rubberized pad here. And although that would seem like absolutely nothing, it is a nice place to put your thumb when you are vlogging. So you're holding the camera like this, you have a place to put your finger here, you have the flip up screen, right? It is a very easy way to vlog, right? If you decide you want to shoot things in front of you, you just flip the screen down and you are good to go. You hold it like this. Now with the Osmo Nano, I know this is a small little thing, but having to take this thing off, right? And then go, oh, I want to shoot in the other direction, then flipping it around, right? This thing, although very well made and very secure, listen, you have to go like this, you have to lock it in, and you have to like make sure that it's on there good, right? Same thing in this way, flipping it over, right? Whereas with this, you just flip the screen over. So that is why I like the Ultra. Also, if you like to shoot lower shots, you flip up this screen down here and you can shoot low like this, right? So as a result, with the Nano, I find this just a clunky, slower, not as easy experience. And I've mentioned this before, if you're using a Bluetooth microphone and you separate the camera from the dock, the screen becomes inoperable and you cannot view your camera and you cannot see what is going on. Whereas with this, if you connect the microphone and you separate the dock from the camera, you can still see what's going on your screen. Now the next category is low light. When it comes to low light, the Insta360 Go Ultra wins hands down. The pure video mode is so much better than the super night mode on the Nano. I'm just gonna show you guys some footage and I'll let you decide. Tell me in the comments if you agree. Now the next category is slow motion. And on paper, you would think that the Nano wins hands down because the Nano shoots 4K 120 frames per second and the Ultra shoots 120 frames per second at 2.7K. But there's a big but. The Nano only shoots 4K unstabilized, whereas the 2.7K is stabilized. So you tell me which one you'd like better, 2.7K stabilized or 4K unstabilized. Next category is audio, and audio is a very big deal. Now, let's say you are not going to use an external mic. If you're not going to use an external mic, the audio on the Ultra is fantastic. It's very similar in quality to the X5, so you can do sort of voice enhancement mode where it sort of brings out that voice, whereas the Nano, although good, is not nearly as loud and not nearly as good without a microphone. Okay guys, so how many of you are scared of vlogging in public? Well, I am, and I have a YouTube channel. Okay guys, so how many of you are scared of vlogging in public? Well, I am, and I have a YouTube channel. But once you introduce wireless microphones, that is where things change. The Nano can connect 2 microphones, so if you're interviewing somebody and you're having a conversation, you could put a mic on both of you, whereas the Ultra will only connect 1 microphone. If you're a vlogger, that's okay, but if you like to interview, then you gotta go with the Nano. Finally, let's talk about overheating. Now, the Nano has been reported as a big-time overheater. A lot of people are complaining that this thing can't record very long. I personally have had absolutely no issues with overheating with the Nano. Now, do I shoot longer than 5 minutes? No, I don't. I usually get quick clips for my YouTube videos, so I've never had a problem overheating. I think the people that are having a problem are reporting about 20 minutes usage before it starts to overheat. And supposedly, DJI released a software update that was supposed to fix that. Some people have said it worked, and some people said it didn't work. With the Ultra though, I haven't heard of any issues of overheating. So if you are gonna shoot long clips, then you probably wanna go with the Ultra. But if you don't mind shooting shorter clips, then the Nano can be your friend. Now, let's talk about pricing, and this is where the DJI wins. The DJI is coming in at $300. $300 US, whereas the Ultra is coming in at $450. Okay, Joe, stop talking and tell us, which one do you pick? Well, as you saw, the Ultra wins in pretty much every category. So I gotta go with the DJI Nano.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Guys, I was all ready to tell you that the Ultra is the better camera, and it probably is the better pick for most people. But when I put the footage of the Nano against the Ultra side by side, the dynamic range of the Nano, and if you're matching cameras, the Nano is the way to go. Because of the D-Log-M, you can match cameras easily. Listen, I know this isn't the result that I was leading you guys to, but I was actually all ready to tell you that it was the Ultra. But when I saw the footage, I gotta go with the Nano. You know what it's like? It's like dating a hot guy or a hot girl. Sometimes you're a pain in the ass. Then you look at them and it's worth it. Sorry, honey. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope my wife doesn't watch this. Bye.